Yeah, I'll react to that, sure.
Hey guys, hope you're doing well. My name's Connor. If you're new, the original link to the video, top of the description. What to know before going to a London pub. Fantastic.
Pub culture is a
I did a like, right, and a subscribe. Love in London. Let's go, guys. I am a beer fan.
big part of life here
Easy way
in
of
the
saying
UK.
I'm
So
an
if you're coming to
alcoholic.
visit London, I definitely recommend that you experience it, even if you don't like drinking. Now, I have lived here in the UK for over 9 years now, and I've picked up on a lot of cultural norms and social rules that you might want to know before you step foot into your first pub. So I will pass them along to you in this video. And by the way, if it's your first visit to London, I have a special freebie for you at the end of the video, so make sure you watch till then to get it. Okay.
I've been to London twice, but it's been a while. One was in like 2006, and the other one was like 10 years after that. And now it's been like 8 years since. 2006 was 18 years ago. Holy crap.
Let's go have a drink, or 4.
Or 8. Or 10. No, joke.
We are at the Hillgate Pub here in Notting Hill, and I'm gonna have a pint of beer. The #1 drink to order when you come to a pub in the UK is always going to be the classic beer. Order it by the pint, and there's always loads of options, so you can either get a taster to see which one you might like the best, or just pick one that looks good.
Guinness is big. Is that more of an Ireland thing? I feel like I'm saying something that are going to get people mad at me. Forget it.
I wanted a lager, so I went for an Asahi, which is a Japanese beer. When is the best time to go to a pub? I'd say is between 5 and 6 p.m.,
Anytime.
which is when a lot of people get out of work, and they'll go with their friends and their colleagues to go have a pint at the pub to wind down and decompress. On the weekends, pubs get busy much earlier, usually around lunchtime, and also Sundays are really popular because people love to go and have Sunday roast. Where is the best place to have your drink when
Wait, so a place like this,
Sunday roast?
a place like this will actually cook up like mashed potatoes and Yorkshire pudding and the whole deal. Like they'll make that in some place like this.
Where is the best place to have your drink when you're at the pub? There's a couple of different options. If you come into a pub
At the
and you
bar?
see a table that's free, you're free to take it as long as it doesn't have a reserved sign on it. And just bring your drinks over and plop your stuff down. If there's no tables available, you can also go stand by the bar, which is actually the most social place and it's probably where you're gonna strike up a conversation if you want to. Finally, if it's a nice day out and it's crowded in the pub, you'll notice that
For me, it'll be like, all right, I'll just get a table. I'm not feeling that social, and then I'll get 2 beers in me, and then I'll be at the
by
bar.
the bar, which is actually
making
the
a fool
most
of
social
myself.
place and it's probably where you're
No,
gonna
just
strike
having a chat.
up a conversation if you want to. Finally, if it's a nice day out and it's crowded in the pub, you'll notice that lots of people will go stand outside of the pub and have their drinks out there and enjoy the sunshine, or at least not having any rain.
Question.
And it's crowded in the pub, you'll notice that lots
What are the laws with, like, can you carry a beer? I don't think you can, now that I'm thinking about it. And I mean, you're gonna have the pub's glass. Not like you can stray that far away, even if it is legal. Did I answer my own question? You can't just like walk a few blocks down with a beer in your hand
people
or
will
something?
go stand outside of the pub and have their drinks out there and enjoy the sunshine, or at least not having any rain. How to get a drink at a pub. In most pubs, you will need to go to the bar to get your drink, so don't wait for someone to come over to your table. The only exception is if you're in the restaurant part of the pub, which then someone will come take your food and your drink order. If you visit and it's busy, wait patiently in the queue, don't push through, and once you get to the front at the bar, you'll want to make sure you make strong eye contact with the bartender. Don't be on your phone, otherwise they will pass right over you.
So it's less, just being at the bar and being like, hey, it's... I always have a difficult time thinking about where you guys had this, the classic, English people love their cues, British people, but this isn't a big deal. I was gonna forget it.
On your
Never
phone,
mind.
otherwise they will pass right over you. Next up, we are at the very famous Churchill Arms pub here in Kensington, and I'm gonna order a cider here. So let's do it.
Cider. If you have celiac or gluten, isn't it like a good alternative for beer? I mean, I like cider regardless, and I can drink beer just fine.
At this pub, I've ordered a cider, which is one of the most popular drinks to order at a pub. It's an alcoholic beverage, not dissimilar to beer, but it's made from fermented apples and also sometimes pears.
I don't think Americans would be that confused of this. They'd be like, oh, it's a cider. Oh, okay. Like, maybe other people watching might.
Every pub will have a pretty good selection of ciders, but to make it easy, you can just ask which cider is on tap. Little fun cider fact for you. 45% of households in the UK drink cider, and the UK is the country that drinks the most cider in the entire world. Cheers to that.
Didn't know that.
Have my cider. I'm going to be very happy in a couple of pubs. Do you tip at a pub in the UK? So you don't have to, and it's not really expected. However, of course, you can. And the way that you do it is that you buy the bartender a drink. I would recommend doing this in cash, so you can leave some coins, or if you want to leave a bill, you can, and they'll put that into a tip jar, which gets spread across everybody at the end of the night. Or if you're paying by card, you can buy them an actual drink, but they won't get the cash.
They're gonna get hammered.
Just so you know. So I usually say bring cash, then they can decide if they want a drink or they want the money.
Or piss. Sorry. Piss to us is angry, so it just... I realize now that just means drunk for you guys, though. Love
You never have to go
everything on the walls. It just makes it feel so much more homey.
too far to get to a good pub. Pubs, especially in London, are such a local affair. You just go to the good one that you like nearby where you live. And you can do the same thing with wherever you're staying. But if you still need help finding good pubs around London, then check out the Casual Tourist Guides, in which I tell you some of the best pubs in all the different parts of London. Link in the description box to check those out.
Opening a pub must be a nightmare in London and a lot of places in England because you have so much competition. And I wonder if new pubs are not as popular as you might. Are they common, or are they just more kind of established establishments? You know what I mean? Because the market, I feel like, is so saturated.
Make sure you say cheers to everybody that you're with before you start your drink. That is a big cultural yes here in the UK, to make sure you raise your glass up, clink it with everybody else's, say cheers to everyone, and look them in the eye before you have your first sip, because it acknowledges that you're all friends and you're all gathered to have a good time. Don't miss that one. Cheers. Just outside the Windsor Castle, and I'm gonna go inside and have a gin and tonic. Let's go.
Mixing beer and hard alcohol is a bad time for me.
Gin is a distilled alcoholic spirit that comes mostly from juniper berries, and gin is actually the most popular spirit here in the UK now. So you will always see loads of people at the bar ordering a gin and tonic because it pairs really well with tonic. It usually comes like this when you order it, and then pour it yourself. And there we go.
I'm just not a big hard alcohol fan. To be honest, I don't love wine either. A nice, red wine with like a steak dinner or something. It's really nice. But I don't want to feel like death the next day, and so I tend to stick with beer.
When you hear the bell at the pub, it's never a good thing. Usually it happens around 10:30, and the first bell means that it is last call. So if you want to get another drink, you better get up to the bar and get one quickly. The second bell means the bar is closing, can't order any more drinks, so all you can do is finish your drink and head out.
I like that.
What do you wear to a pub? The answer is whatever you want. Pubs are super casual, so there's no dress code. And you might notice some people who are quite dressed up, but it's only because they've come from work or maybe they're off to another special occasion. But otherwise, it's casual. Most pubs are kid-friendly here in the UK. A lot of them will have kids' menus, they'll have high chairs, coloring books, and they generally welcome families to come, especially during the day. So don't be surprised when you come into a pub and you see lots of kids around, and don't be afraid to bring the whole family when you're here.
I remember watching I think it was a British Pathé video. It's a channel on YouTube with a lot of old footage, and one was a black and white showing of it was becoming more popular for women coming into the pub, which I guess was more of a man's space, and they were interviewing the guys, and it seemed like the end of the world for a lot of them. It was kind of funny.
Right behind me is the Ladbroke Arms, a pub in Notting Hill, and I'm gonna go have a Pimm's.
Pimm's.
Pimm's is the classic British drink to order at the pub in the summertime. It's made up of Pimm's, which is a gin-based liquor with lemonade and lots of chopped fruits and a bit of mint mixed in. It's very good.
Nice.
It's especially popular during Wimbledon, one of England's biggest sporting events. So when you come to a pub on a sunny day in London, order yourself a Pimm's cup. How to order food at a pub. Most pubs serve food, and a lot of pubs serve really good food. So you have two ways to be able to have some food while you're there. First is to sit in the restaurant section of the pub, which operates more like a restaurant where they'll come over and serve you and take your order. Or if you just want to sit in the regular pub area, you can grab a menu from the bar, pick out what you want, and order your food at the bar, and then they'll come deliver it to your table.
One of the things that I noticed is this is kind of very just random, but French fries are shorter in England. And I know it's like, well, some I'm sure are, but it's just, I notice it, all right? That they look amazing, but I don't know why. Why is it that America tends to have longer fries? I hesitate to even point this out, because I'm still like not exactly sure, but I'm going off in the limb here. They look great, but I tend to see shorter fries. I know that's a stupid thing to point out. I just couldn't help but notice it.
Make sure you get a round. It is customary when you are at the pub with a few friends to make sure you buy a round, which basically just means you buy all the drinks for everybody at one time. It also means that if everyone's buying a round, only one person has to go up to the bar at a time and queue. Do not be the person that leaves the pub before you buy your round, because you will not be invited out again. How to strike up a conversation? Invited out again.
I love these crest things and the nice little, not just England, but all of the, what do you call these? Crests? Shields? Symbol, like house symbols? They're just so much to look at, and I want to know the meaning behind a lot of them. Same with more medieval-looking flags of European countries. I can't think of words right now. Do you know what I'm talking about?
How to strike up a
Heraldry
conversation with somebody
symbols.
at the pub. Despite Londoners being a little bit more closed off to conversations with strangers than usual, once they've got a pint or two in them, people are a lot more friendly, especially in pubs, which are really casual social settings. A great way to strike up conversation is when you're in the line to get a drink at the bar. And another way is if you see a couple people on a long table, ask them if you can sit on the other end of it, and you might start chatting too. Also, Londoners love to give recommendations for the area that they live in, so you can always ask someone for recommendations for restaurants, bars, other pubs, and that is a great way to start chatting to someone.
I think I'm pretty socially anxious person, right? But whenever I get into the situations, I feel like I'm fine, and I'm in fact kind of talkative. And I have no worry that if I went to England, I would have trouble talking to people. I just have so much that I'd want to, I don't know. If anything, I'd have to worry about talking too much in England.
Now, if it's your first time visiting a pub and visiting London, then make sure you get my free London 101 guide. It has everything you need to know for your first visit to London. Click the link popping up over here or in the description box to get that for free. And for more tips for your visit to London, I've also got loads of videos like the ones popping up next to me that you can watch next. Love beer.
I want to do that. Oh, here are some videos here. They might pop up. Like right here. Is there like one right there and one over there that YouTube recommended to you? Love y'all. Love y'all. Hope you guys are all doing well. Would appreciate any comments down below. Interesting video. And hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.